I'm Danny from Web Antler, and today we've got Scott Stratford from EditMate joining us, and just basically wanting to find out more about Scott and his journey with EditMate as well, and the tips and advice that he's got for what's happened along the way. So welcome, Scott.
Thank you, Danny. Nice to see you.
Yes, and you. And tell me a little bit more about, I suppose, who you are and who EditMate is.
Yeah, look, so I'm a New Zealander, and a little background is that my experience is from advertising sales across New Zealand, Australia, the UK, and America. And then in 2013 or 2014, I fell into the video hole, as video advertising is now everywhere. This is a lot to do with pre-social media and things like that. And ever since I've got into video advertising, I then followed the content bubble, and I saw a big gap in the market for businesses to be able to use their employees as their remote film crew, and be able to film their own videos and have it uploaded and get it edited and to turn it into relevant and really authentic videos about what it's like to really work for businesses. So we launched EditMate in 2015 in New Zealand, and we're an employer brand video solution, and we help businesses create authentic videos that feature their real employees to attract and retain the new generation of talent.
Cool. So in light of all of that, and I suppose what sounds like it's been sort of a long journey to date in terms of the development of everything there, what had you wished you'd kind of known before taking EditMate into other markets?
Yeah, look, so we started in New Zealand. New Zealand's great because you can get access to big brands, and we've worked with some pretty big brands. We've done the Fonterras, we've worked with Fletcher Building, we've worked with, I don't know, all the big insurance companies, Becca, all the biggest brands that have the many employees. But the biggest thing, what I wish I knew prior to bringing my New Zealand startup into America, was brand positioning. It's all about brand positioning. And the one thing I wish that we had done prior to even going into Australia, because we've got Australian customers that still work with us, was I wish we had nailed our brand positioning so that customers got exactly what we did, and therefore they would buy it and they would love our product and our service.
So I suppose, you know, you've learnt that stuff along the way, but in terms of your experience as well along the way, what resources were you kind of able to tap into, say, either in New Zealand or Australia or the US, versus just stuff that you just, I suppose, had to find out the hard way in some ways?
Yeah, I mean, you've always got to find out the hard way as an entrepreneur. But the biggest resources we always tapped into, and like I go back to being in New Zealand and working with these big companies, the biggest resource for us was our customers. So yeah, we were quite lucky that we were kind of, I don't know, first and best dressed, if you will, in terms of creating videos for businesses, so that we got access to brands like the Fonterras and like the Fletcher. And it was really great because they were fantastic. They used our product, but at the same time, we could really be transparent with them. And I could say to them, hey, look, you know, we really appreciate your business, but can you tell us what can we do better? And a lot of the times, a lot of our product suite within our software we've built is all based on live feedback from customers. And as an example, we worked with, I won't name drop who it was. We worked with a very large Uber-like moving company. And one of the biggest things that was great for us was that we kept saying to her, like, look, you're collecting all these videos, you're making all this content around, you know, work life and marketing and all this sort of stuff, but how can we do it better? So she was giving us feedback like, I wish we could take this video and I wish we could just send it direct from your platform to our legal team so that they could, you know, review the content before. So bingo, that was like our first product. We were able to roll out our software and create these different products within our suite. The biggest resource was tapping into our customers. And still to this day, when we work with people, we ask them directly and we say, look, love working with you. We're glad everything's working out. But is there anything where you see we could streamline and we could make it easier for you? Or is there a product that you would like that you don't have access to at the moment that we could offer within our software for you? So
yeah,
that's that.
I suppose along the journey, everything that you've done, having a look at the other countries that you've sort of been into as well, what would be, I suppose, one thing that you'd really pull out of all of your experiences, everything that you've done, and say that that's what you would want before, you know, expanding into other markets?
Brand positioning.
Yeah.
I think that's all. I think if you're going to go, I can only talk to B2B.
Yeah.
Where I'm sitting. I am in one of the largest Western countries in the world. We're in America. It's tough. Yeah. The one thing which I wish I knew is that, you know, I thought we were a pretty savvy little startup. We had this cool technology. I knew the product in and out, but no one cares. And we started off in Boston. And when I told people what we did, they're like, oh, that's cute. You know, oh, we had another startup that worked with us. Have you heard of Facebook? Or have you heard of HubSpot or Wipster or all the biotech companies that are, curing cancer? You're really a nobody. So it's not about your product. Like, nobody cares. If you're solving a problem that somebody's actually have, and you've positioned your brand and your whole brand positioning is around that one piece, I think if I had nailed that from the very beginning, I think we would be a lot further along in our journey where we are. Yeah. And I think it doesn't matter what market you're going into. If you can nail your brand positioning and somebody can look at your website and they can get it, because if there's a way to make money and you're going into a market like Asia or the USA, there's other people that are doing exactly what you're doing, that are better, they're faster, they have more people involved, they've got more on their advisory board, they've got deeper pockets. So if you can position yourself to be the answer to this person's pain point, I think that's the best way forward. One more thing I want to point out is that when it comes to brand positioning, as I keep saying again and again and again, one resource that I found really relevant to EditMate, because we have created thousands of videos for creative agencies, marketers, all sorts of different segments with people that create video. We've worked with Stolly, we've worked with some of the biggest names in the world, you know, but when it comes back to the brand positioning piece, you really have to just focus on that one thing. So the one resource, if I can give anything to take away from, is we did this book called, that was written by April Dunford, and it's called Obviously Awesome. And I can't say how good this book was. So if there's one thing I can leave today, anybody that has a business and they want to go into an international market, take the, I think it's a quiz or there's some kind of cheat sheet. You can also get it on Audible as the ebook and listen. But do the brand positioning piece, nail your positioning piece, because that way you've got that edge. And if you're going to go into another market, the hardest bit's done for you. You've already got your problem that you're solving.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you extolling your pearls of wisdom for us today, Scott. That was very good.
That's my pleasure, Danny.
Excellent. Well, thank you.